Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for coming to the podcast. Late, 5:30. It might be one of our latest podcasts ever. So thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
You nervous?
A little bit.
Okay. Why?
I don't do
You don't do this?
talking and interviews very well.
No? You don't even do TikTok really well. What do you do then?
don't.
You just know how to make coffee, right?
I know how to make coffee.
Yeah, why don't you tell everyone who you are?
My name's Priscilla, and I am one of the owners of Mundial Coffee here in Riverside.
Oh, nice. So what made you guys, there's a million coffee shops.
Yeah.
So what made you go down that path of doing coffee?
I've always liked coffee, and me and my, it's my longtime friend that opened it with me, Nayeli. We traveled a lot, and in traveling, we've been to mainly travel for wildlife purposes to see certain animals. So when we're in rural areas, we got to see a lot of the remote like coffee farms and visit those villages and the farmers and stuff, and see that there was so much more than just people going to Starbucks every morning.
Yeah.
I don't think people here, we're in such a habit of being in a rush and just going to the drive-thru and going on with our day that we don't realize how much work it takes for your cup of coffee to arrive in your hands.
Oh, to be at your house?
Yeah,
Yes.
to be here.
So that pod that I just
there.
cracked open right now, like,
In
takes
your
one more.
Keurig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
My best friend is a coffee nerd, so like he created his own like pour over stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I just want to go, and then he'd be like, smell the beans, and he'd be like, do you smell the fruit? I'm like, no, I smell coffee.
I've become that person a little bit. With the
So
specialty
you're a
stuff.
bougie coffee person.
A little bit.
Yes.
I'm getting there. But
That's why I didn't offer you any, because I knew if I could, like, the moment you hear the, you'd be like, I don't want any.
I don't want it anymore.
No. You're bougie.
Nah, but what I did notice is that what sets us apart is we really want to connect the customer to the farmers and like more of the story of what brings the coffee here, why certain regions, why it grows better, why it's considered specialty coffee. People don't understand why people pay an insane amount of money for a bag, but there's a whole lot of science and stuff that goes behind it. How the environment is treated, the sustainability behind it. So there's just a bigger picture going on. Yeah. And that's what we wanted to bring.
I actually did for him. I think it was Christmas maybe. I did like one of those services that they send him a new bag of coffee.
Oh, like a subscription?
Yeah, I did that for him. So it was like around the world, like every month a
cool.
new one came to him from a different area.
So you got to try them all?
Oh, not all of them. But are you a black kind of girl? Do you drink your coffee black?
Depends on the day.
Oh, really?
In the morning, usually black.
Only black for me.
Good latte is good.
The only issue with drinking only black, and this is why I'm not a big Starbucks fan, is because when you drink black, the coffee has to be right.
Exactly.
Because you're not covering it with anything. Like my girlfriend is like, I don't even think she really drinks coffee. It's more milk.
She drinks sugar and milk.
She drinks milk.
Yeah.
Like she drinks coffee to go to bed, and she drinks coffee to go to. I'm like, you're just drinking more milk. Like
it's
let's
sugar
be honest.
and milk.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, which I'll like drink a Starbucks, and I'd be like, ugh, like it's burnt. Then when they burn them, or then they ask me, do you mind if we make your own? I'm like, yes, please brew me my fresh one.
Yeah.
So do you ever get tired of coffee?
No.
Never.
Nope. Never.
Does it affect you anymore with caffeine wise, or is it just like a habit now?
I think it's more like a habit. I could have like 10 shots of espresso in a day and go to sleep and knock out.
I don't think it matters to me anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't really faze me.
Yeah. So okay, obviously there's a lot of people that like coffee. But what made you finally take the step of owning your own spot? Was there like a moment? Like I've had meetings, podcasts with people where they're like, yeah, we were just sitting on the couch one night and we went, hey, why don't we do this?
That's essentially what happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were just sitting there talking and we're like, we have all the contacts, we know the farms, we know the companies that we want to work with. Why don't we just do it? And we just went for it.
What were you doing before that?
We found a place the next day.
The next day?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We found a place available and we're like, okay, I guess we're signing the lease. And then just kind of jumped in from there. Yeah, I was pretty nervous. I've never done food or like coffee, like serving a beverage. Felt like I've done retail for a long time, but I think for both of us, it was more of a, we need to prepare something, give it to someone, and they have to like it. Yes. It's very different than you selling someone a product.
And the consistency of, like, making the same.
Making sure the same flavors follow through every time.
We were actually talking about that the other day, like, major restaurants. It's pretty insane that you can go to one restaurant in one city and then go to another state and a whole and and what you order is almost tastes the exact same.
Yeah.
Like the skill that I don't think people underestimate how hard it is to keep everything tasting the same
Very
all
difficult.
times.
Yeah. And just making sure, as with coffee too, making sure the espresso's dialed in correctly, that the machine, you're getting the same result every time. Because it's really not easy, but there's a lot of factors that go into pulling an espresso shot, and you could pull a bad shot.
Yeah.
And that'll just ruin the whole day, everyone's lattes that day.
Okay.
So you've got to make sure every single morning, sometimes multiple times a day, that everything's dialed in correctly and you're getting everything consistently.
Were you always an entrepreneur before this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I actually used to work, I worked a couple freelance, like, zookeeper jobs for, like, private collections. I'm into reptiles. So that's what started the traveling thing, which led to the coffee. But, yeah, I did a bunch of private collections for some celebrities in the Malibu area.
Okay.
And then I met my boyfriend at the time, and his family had a reptile store. So we ended up evolving that into a chain of pet stores.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we jumped ship to the coffee business.
Okay. If people can't see this, but her mom, were you nervous when she did this? Did you think she was crazy? No? Now that it's worked out?
A little nervous at first.
Little nervous at first?
Yeah, I was nervous at first, but I believe.
Yeah, that's my mom too. Like my mom came in here. My mom came in here and was construction's going on and there's wires coming out of the ceiling because this was an old law office when we took it over. And my mom's like, "Thank you," and my mom was like freaking out.
She's like, "You're insane!"
Like, how I don't want to know how much money this is costing me or costing you. Like, this is crazy. Like, are you sure this is what you should have done? And
are you sure it's gonna work?
Are you sure it's gonna work? Now my mom brags to everyone. She always, I knew it was gonna work. I'm like, yeah, it's hard. It's so right now it's you and one other business partner. How many employees do you guys have?
We have 9 right now.
9. How difficult is it to find good staff?
Very.
Good employees. Very.
Very. We're lucky. We have a really great staff. We've dialed in a really good team. But yeah, definitely very difficult, especially with the pandemic and everything that was going on.
Yeah, how'd you guys
We opened right after.
Oh.
Yeah, so we opened immediately after everything started barely opening up. When we were in the process of planning the place, part of the reason we decided to bring in like the plants and all the other stuff that we sell is because we weren't allowed to have indoor seating.
Oh, got it.
When we opened.
Yeah.
So it just has kind of evolved from there, but it was definitely difficult at first.
When it comes to the vision you had when you guys started to now, like how far are you off? Or are you like lightning exactly what you planned?
I feel like I'm almost there, and I think we've exceeded some of our expectations, luckily. Yeah.
That's good.
We've overshot what we can do.
You know, that's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it nerve-wracking every day?
A little bit.
A little bit. I think that's the hard part when you try to tell people you own a business or whatever. Like you never like turn it off.
Never. Ever.
It's a thing that unless you own your own company,
you will never understand.
You'll never know the feeling of laying in bed and not being able to sleep because of something that happened that day, or it's coming up.
You know it's coming.
You know it's coming.
That's me at like 4 a.m. Like, even if I try to sleep
I'm up at 3:30.
4 a.m., I'm like, I remember something's happening that day, and my brain's just up, and it doesn't turn off.
My issue is, like, I'll get video ideas for what I do here.
Yeah.
So I'll just grab my phone at, like, 11
Start
o'clock, and I'll start taking notes.
My
my girl's like,
too.
what are you doing? I'm like, I had a video idea, and there's so many times I've been like, I'll remember it. Next day, totally forget it. And then I'm like, oh my God, that was such a great idea. What was it? I'm like, the moment I get, I'm like, where's my phone at?
Yeah, my notepad's crazy also. I'll be like in the middle of driving, I think with my sister. She'll be in the car with me, and we're just singing a song. And I'll like slam on the brakes, stop everything. I'm like, write this down now.
Start driving more, please, for all the sake of all of us.
Please write this down.
So where do you think what is something you were taking on in the beginning, and then you were able to get some staff and take that off your plate? Because I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they want to do everything. And like the moment you realize you can't do everything, what is something you've been able to luckily to pass off to other people?
Oh, God.
TikTok?
The social media to my sister. That's about
Have you never been a social media person?
Not really. I've learned because when we first opened, I knew it was important, but I didn't realize how important.
So important.
And the first week we opened, I want to say, I think my sister said she was going to make a TikTok. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, that'll work.
Yeah.
And the next week, we had people driving down from the Bay Area because they saw us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because the video blew up.
Yeah.
And just recently, we had someone from, I forget the page. I need to look up. Mark, he went to go do a TikTok at Mundial. It's like a Riverside page, a local page.
Oh,
and
Mark. I always call him Mark Mendez. Mark Mendez. It's not Mendez. I know, Mark, your last name's not Mendez, but I always call you Mendez. I've called you Mendez since day one. Mark was a real estate agent. I know Mark.
Oh, really?
Mark's my friend.
Cool.
But Mark was always a marketer. He ran a magazine, and now he's doing Be Local.
Be Local, that's what it was.
So Mark used to do real estate.
Yeah.
Like I do, and then he started Be Local. Now, and now I think he just does Be Local.
Yeah, so Mark came in one day on a random Tuesday, I want to say, or Wednesday, and asked if he could shoot a quick little video. And we're like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, I'll put it on TikTok. And that weekend was insane. Yeah. We had a line out the door, down the ramp, into the parking lot all weekend.
It is interesting how social media can be done so many different ways, and it kind of has to be your style for it to work. Like, I can't do Mark. Like, Mark's style, I'm not creative. Like, I have Adrian, and Adrian's not creative, honestly. Sorry, buddy, if you listen to this. Like, you're not. But he's, like, tech savvy. Like, he can piece this all together, and it all works. Yeah. But, like, I cannot think of creative. Like, I don't know how to work the angles with the cameras. And
some people just have it.
I don't have it.
My sister has it.
You have
luckily. It? All of our good videos that have gone viral are all her.
And that's the problem is, like, in TikTok and Instagram, you have to have that creative bone in it, and I just don't. But you could probably break down coffee like it's nobody's business, but, you know, people just don't care about that.
That's what I told her. I was like, you need to bring the people in, and I'll handle the line.
Exactly.
I'll execute the orders.
Do you guys ever think about doing more, like, educational content on coffee?
Yeah, I actually want to include a lot just because just recently I went to Mexico to visit some family and some friends, and we went to some of the areas. I was able to visit one of the farms that one of our vendors buys coffee from that we use for our house cold brew. And I went, and I'm like, what a great opportunity to create some content for people, but I just haven't.
You know, you're 30, I'm 35. It's so funny. When I was a kid, definitely 23, content wasn't even a word.
No.
Content was not a word. Yeah. Like, literally, now it's like every word that comes out of my mouth is content this and
everything
we need to be posting more content. I don't even know what content is anymore. Content's everything, I guess.
Content is everything.
Content is everything, and content wasn't even a word.
Yeah.
You know?
One of my friends is her age, actually, 23, and he's a professional videographer, and he just got picked up by Sea Shepherd and Nat Geo, and now he's doing, like, really intense documentary stuff, and everything's content. He just rolls the camera.
It's crazy. Yeah. Is it ever too overwhelming with you?
A little bit.
Yeah. What's the favorite part of the business?
Just being there and talking to the customers, like when we get busy, knowing people when they come in the morning, and just.
You have a local.
We have our regulars. Yeah, just talking to them. That's honestly my favorite part.
Do you feel like coffee? I feel like coffee lately has gotten this. What's the exact word? San Francisco people. What do you want to call them? What do we want to call them? God, I'm trying to think of the word like. Not bougie, that's not the word.
Hipster?
Hipster, yes.
Hipster's the word.
Coffee's so hipster now.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
You know what I mean? Like, I sometimes get nervous walking into the coffee shops because I'm like, I just want a black. Like, can you just give me a black coffee?
And they're like, what?
They're like, what? Like, you don't want this blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I just want black coffee. Like,
yeah. I have definitely been in places like that are a little intimidating. You walk in, and instead of going the educational route, it's more like the snotty route. So we try to really not be that place and try to walk everyone through it and just give them what they want. But, I feel like we definitely fit the hipster vibe a little bit.
How do you think that it works out in Riverside?
Surprisingly well. I think there was a lot of people in Riverside that wanted like specialty coffee in that sense, and also just all the companies that we work with, the quality is so good that I don't need to do much to the product to make it taste good, and they're able to taste the difference.
So how often are you guys getting fresh beans?
Every
Daily?
week.
Weekly?
Yeah, twice a week almost. Yeah. We rotate all the brands that we sell on the shelf because we don't roast our own beans.
Yeah.
There's so many companies that do it correctly, and I would just want to highlight them.
Who does that in Riverside?
There's a lot of roasters.
Yeah, isn't Arcade? I think Arcade does it.
Arcade's awesome. Yeah, they have really good beans. They roast in-house. So.
They do in-house, yeah. I've been back there.
So they have fresh bags all the time.
Do you guys carry their stuff or no?
No, I don't right now.
Makes sense. I wouldn't either. The competition. Forget those people. You know what I mean? I understand. Don't worry. They don't watch this anyway. So
I didn't say that.
I did.
For the record.
It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, it gets I'm like a dark guy. Like I do not like fruity coffee at all.
The fruity light Ethiopian
No, give
roast.
me black as possible.
Yeah.
I'll put a spoon in it. I want it that thick.
Okay.
You know, that's how thick I like my coffee. Yeah. So, are you guys big coffee drinkers too? Yes. Mom? Yes? Do you come by the place a lot?
Yeah, they work there.
Oh,
They're
you
there
work there
every
too?
day. Yeah. It's a family thing.
I like black coffee.
Black coffee? Yeah. I think I like black because it's like I'm drinking coffee for a reason. I want to taste the coffee. You know what I mean?
Not the sugary milk.
Yeah, no, I don't want a milkshake. It's like Starbucks is really like more of a ice cream shop than a coffee shop.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. For you guys, like, what has food been more of like a side piece from it? Do you feel like you just have to bring it?
Yeah, we just kind of had to because people always wanted a breakfast option, or like everyone wants avocado toast, or like
not everyone. Okay.
Threw in some sandwiches.
Some people, you know what I mean?
Some sandwiches, some salads, something that's easy, but still really good and using high quality stuff. So
you guys got one location. Are you guys thinking about expanding it at all?
Not yet. We'll see. Not yet. The original goal when me and Nayeli first opened it was to go not just expand here in Riverside, but to go global, which is the name Mundial. It means global in Spanish. So we wanted a place in Mexico and Colombia and Ecuador and Costa Rica. We've got all the contacts and friends that'll help us out there. So that's definitely the bigger goal at the light at the end of the tunnel. What do you think drives you?
I want you to know the hard question.
That's a really hard question.
This is a 2020 interview now.
What drives me? I grew up not wealthy. So just knowing that there was always money that's being needed, there was never enough. I want to make sure that I'm not in that position, there is enough. Yeah. So although being a business owner is it's such a gamble. It's like you have a good day. They really do. They have no idea.
Dude, I have people that come up to me and they're like, "You just must be balling." I'm like, dude,
all the time.
You know how much money I spend a month?
They have no idea.
You know how much I get hit in taxes?
Yeah.
You know what payroll tax is?
Yeah.
If you don't know what payroll tax is, shut your mouth, okay?
Thank you.
Payroll taxes suck. Like, I'll pay myself through my corporation, whatever, because that's what my CPS says I'm supposed to do. Supposed to do. And then I, like, look at my check, and I'm like, where did this go?
Yeah.
Like, it's all gone. Like,
like
it's crazy.
Payroll tax, insurance, the sales tax, just inventory, always having to buy stuff in advance.
Are you guys getting hit hard with inflation?
A little bit, yeah. We actually just had to, a few days ago, had to raise our prices on a lot of our products. Our espresso went up, our milk went up, our cups are going up, everything has gone up.
It is,
and
everyone thinks
I finally had to raise them, but
you?
People think you're raising it to, to be
you're
balling.
You're just breaking even.
But you're just hoping it works for the next week.
I think that's the thing that, like, the mindset that we have is like, oh crap, what's gonna, like, and then your friends wonder why you're like, dude, you know, you're not as much fun as you used to.
You're so stressed out.
I got a million things on my mind right now, so you know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
I think my family has finally gotten used to that, where they'll call me, and in my tone of voice, they'll just know. My mom will know, like, oh, I'll just call you later.
Yeah.
Like, I know something's going on.
Definitely.
You know? And that's something that's difficult to see. When you're at the shop, Mom, is it hard for you to see her stressing out? Do you just want to, like, give her a hug and protect her?
Every day I see
Every day.
Yeah, you just want to come over and hug her?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you see her yell at people, her employees?
I don't yell.
No. Makes sense.
I don't yell.
I know. I'm like, as people say that, I'm like, I've never yelled at an employee ever. Like, what's the point?
It's crazy.
Just to talk about that stuff. Like keep, following the guidelines of California on employees. It's so hard to fire someone. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. That in itself is a full-time job.
100%.
Let alone everything else that's going on.
You know I can waste no time, because I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
So, like you said, if someone doesn't know what all that is, it's so hard to even have a conversation. I have friends that are like, why are you always on your phone? Every time it beeps, you fly over. Stop being obsessed with your phone. And I'm like, you don't know what that, have no idea
what that text
what's
is.
Coming in. Yeah.
You don't know what that text is coming in on the phone. I actually have 2 phones.
Yeah.
I had to get 2 phones because I needed to finally be able to go to dinner with someone and not have my work phone on me and check out for a little bit. Because if not, it's too hard because you get your phone, you hear that thing. People always be like, why don't you just get a Google number? I'm like, if that thing dings, I'm going to look. And if it's important enough, I'm going to be like, hold on. Like, you know.
That's me all the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because there'll be days where even just this last week that I was in Mexico visiting family, I left my sister, Nayeli, and all them in charge. And every time it dinged, it was like the espresso machine broke down while I was gone.
It's never good news.
Oh my God.
It's never someone dropped off $1,000 tip. You know what I mean? It's always bad news.
It's always bad.
It's like when that phone rings, it's like
short-staffed, someone called out, espresso machine broke, fridge broke down, always something.
I know we go into whenever I meet with a client, I have an assistant, luckily, named Brittany. She's amazing. And I always say, like, when I meet a client, I always go, hey, like, listen, you really don't want me to call you. And they're like, why? I go, if I'm calling you, something bad's happening.
Yeah.
You get 2 calls from me. Congratulations, we've closed. Or something bad's happening. Everything in the middle, you want Brittany. You want Brittany. If Brittany's calling you, you know everything's staying on track. If I'm calling you,
we're in trouble.
Sit down. We don't need to stand up because it's gonna, you might faint. So for you, like, you obviously have a business partner. How is it you guys balance making decisions for the business?
Yeah, I mean, we're such good friends. We agree on almost every point.
Which a lot of people are scared to go into business with their friends.
They are, but we're so lucky. We agree on everything. We're always on the same page. Even if there is a little bit of back and forth, it's usually for the best. Because once you say certain ideas out loud, you're able to bounce off of each other and then come up with a better solution. Yeah. So we've been really good with that.
Are you guys a lot alike or are you guys opposite?
We are. We're a lot alike. Oh, yeah.
See, my best friend, we've been friends since like 10th grade. We're the total opposite. So like we would work great together because he's one way. He's so chill and I'm all amped up all the time. So it's like.
We're a lot alike, so we just bounce off each other really quickly, and we're both very involved. So we're there, like, all day, every day.
What does a day normally look like?
Pretty much.
What time you get there?
If we have openers, they usually start opening at 6, and we get there around 7 or so to help when the customers come in. But if not, then we go open ourselves, and then we're usually there till the end of the day. We close at 5, and sometimes we stay and help clean up till, like, 6:30 or so.
Yeah.
And we've had to adjust our hours because when we first opened, we did 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
That's too late.
And we stayed open late to just see there's a lot of students.
Yeah.
UCR, they want to stay and study and stuff. So it was kind of worth it, but then we decided we were exhausted.
Students don't have any money, so they're not dropping no cash, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we were just exhausted from being there like 14 hours.
Do you take any days off?
When I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in general, not really.
No.
Even if, I mean, it's probably the same as your days off. You're still checking emails on your phone.
You know, luckily for me, I have an assistant. And so I don't even check emails, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Because she's in my emails.
Yeah.
So if something bad happens, she shoots me a text.
Oh, okay.
So I don't, like, I have no notification emails on my phones.
That'd be nice.
because if something comes in and she needs to deal with it, she just calls me.
Yeah.
I'm really bad. Like, I won't even send an email. I'll call her and I'll make her send the email.
It? Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know. We've gotten a rule.
Yeah.
We have a rule, me and her. She does nothing hard, like bad phone calls to people, and I do nothing easy. And that's our rule.
That's a good rule.
I'll never put her in a position where she has to make a bad phone call to someone because that's why I get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
But I should never have to do anything easier because that's why I pay her.
Because that
kind of cuts down on, like I was saying earlier, like those are the things I hate doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hate doing those things. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I do the same. I don't post my social media. Someone else does.
Mm-hmm.
I have a team that does it. I don't edit. Obviously, I don't edit any of this because I don't know how to do it. It would take me 20 times longer. And so I've really like cut down on a lot of those things. Like my job is to do this stuff, meet with clients, and then solve problems, and then think of video ideas. You know what I mean? So, but it gets tiring everywhere. It does.
Definitely have to get to
So
that
you guys
point.
have been open right after COVID.
Yeah, we opened in May of last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
May. And how long did it take you guys to like get that ramped up from the day the idea came together to opening the door?
I think it took us about a year, but only because we had the other business going on, so we were still very back and forth. We got really busy. Yeah. We were busy with the pet store, and especially during COVID with all that, we had 4 locations at the time.
What kind of animals? Was it everything?
Reptiles.
Oh, reptiles.
And amphibians.
I was gonna say we had a French bulldog in here earlier. Did a podcast.
Oh, a Frenchie. Oh, I saw the post.
Yeah, we did a Frenchie today.
That's cute.
Podcast. Yeah, I had to vacuum a lot. There's tons of dogs in
Tons.
here. Yeah. And so a year. And so do you feel like if you wasn't working at the other shop, you could have sped that up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. If I had like all day, all night to commit, I would have been there like no sleep and had it open way sooner.
Were you working that hard at the other place?
Yeah, we were.
So it was like just an easy transition. It went from selling one thing to selling coffee now?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
We just kind of went to the other route. It's actually in the same plaza, which is why it was so easy for us.
Okay. So have you always been this way your whole life? Like a workaholic and
Pretty
like
much,
driven?
yeah.
Mom, is that
I
true?
didn't do anything in high school. I went to work. I worked 3 jobs when I was in high school. I grew up in Valencia in Santa Clarita.
Okay. And when did you guys come to Riverside?
I moved for the business that we had with the pet store.
Are you guys live in Riverside now too? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They permanently migrated because of me.
Look at you. Are you the person that runs the family?
Basically.
Me too. Yeah. Are you the oldest?
I am.
See, I'm the middle child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my brother's like 8 years younger than me, so he was like an only child, and then my sister is my sister. So really, like everything kind of happens around me. Do you feel pressure from the family? Does it add a little bit more pressure that your family works for you?
A little bit, yeah. I just need to make sure that everything goes well, smooth sailing. Just having employees in general is I think a big pressure.
I know,
especially for a small place.
Yeah, I keep joking. I mean, people think I'm joking, but like obviously the housing market's slowing down. I was like, I might get a second job, and they're like, wow. I was like, dude, I got employees. Like, I will not let them miss a paycheck. I will not let I will literally sleep here. Yeah, will be before someone misses a paycheck or I have to fire someone. Like during COVID, we weren't doing anything. I'm like, the first day when they shut it, I said, you guys will get paid every day. I don't know how long this is going to go on, but you guys will get a paycheck if you show up. If you don't show up, that's your thing. But if you show up, we played video games all day long, but we showed up and played. I beat every Mario possible.
But everyone was here.
Everyone was here playing Mario.
Yeah.
That's all we did was play Mario, and there was a chicken spot across the street that was open. We'd order chicken sandwiches every day.
Oh my! That's the only place that was open?
The only place that opened. You had to come in there with like a gown on, and you know what I mean? I think, dude, it was insane.
Yeah, COVID was nuts.
Were you nervous? Like, you guys were ramping up, and then that hit? Like, did you guys think about stopping at that point? Or?
No, at that point, I was like, what else can we do? Can we do delivery, pickup? I'm like, all we need to do is create the hype on social media, let people know we're there. People are still doing curbside. I was thinking of, like, every which way that we can swing it. So you're more
important than you think over here. She's over here saying social media. Is there a face to the company? Is it you or her or no?
Both of us. Yeah. We're not very good with getting out there and doing this kind of stuff.
Well, you're so nervous to do this. What made you do this
photos. Then? It's about time we started to explore that side.
This side of
because people come in and they saw us working there all day, every day, and then they're like, "Who owns this place?" And I'm like, "I do." They're like, "What?" They have no idea. Yeah.
It is weird. Was it weird coming? You know, I've never really asked anyone this question. Was it weird to be like, I'm gonna go to some random place and do a random podcast with someone I don't know? Because I do this all the time. So for me, it's like
a little bit.
I'm so used to
really.
this. You know, sometimes I don't even know who's like I didn't know like who was walking in the door right now. I had no clue. Like I thought she was doing the podcast with me. I had no idea. So was it nerve-wracking for you?
A little bit, not really.
Okay.
I was so busy today, and then I looked down. I'm like, oh crap, we gotta go.
Yeah.
So I just drove over, and
She
now
she
I'm
texted me. She's like, "Is it just audio?" I'm like, "Nope, 3 cameras."
Oh
on
yeah, I was like, oh my god. It was like, you need to get some makeup.
Drive
on me
it. You're driving.
right
I'm
now.
in the back getting ready.
Yeah.
Like.
That's basically what happened.
Makes sense. I mean, it's for me, it's just always been such a joy to have this because I don't think a lot of people in Riverside have opportunities like this. So like almost 99% of the people say, be like, "Have you ever done this before?" No. Perfect. You're gonna be great. Or at least you didn't text me. Oh, what questions are you gonna? I get that one all the time. What questions are we asking
so
today?
they can prepare.
I'm like, and then sometimes I'll just send them like, "What's your favorite thing to have for lunch? What is your favorite thing on your menu?"
My favorite thing,
on the
drink
menu.
or food?
Both.
Drink, the mocha mexicano.
Yeah.
For sure. And then food, that Chipotle chicken sandwich. I literally have it every day.
Do you get it frozen
and
brought it in?
No.
Oh, you guys freshly make it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything fresh.
Everything fresh?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably difficult than trying to keep.
It is.
Keeping things not have to throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Make sure you're ordering enough, but not too much.
I try to meal prep at Costco. Next thing I know, I'm throwing half the food away because you know what I mean. I got busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. My ex-father-in-law. My ex-father owned a bar, and I'd always ask him like, "Why don't you do food?" He goes, "That'd be one more thing I'd have to worry about." He's like, "This is strictly dive bar. Alcohol doesn't go bad. Literally, you can bring your own food in. Like, I don't need one more thing to balance because it's hard. You order food wrong and you throw it out. Like, that gets costly.
It does. Even I'd say with the beverages, even that we make, like milk and all that, you're guessing how much milk you're gonna need that week, and then if you don't use it all, you throw it away, which is a waste of money. And then if you don't have enough, then you're sold out, which is also.
Can you run out and go to the store or no?
Yeah, like emergencies, we ran to the store. But
the crazy part about alcohol is you can't buy alcohol at a bar. You can't go to Ralph's and buy alcohol. You have to buy it from a special place. And so if someone comes to audit you, if they walk in and your numbers don't match up with what you buy, it's a big fine. So if he ran out of alcohol, he was out. He was out. There's nothing you could do about it.
But at least it doesn't go bad, so he could always over order.
Yeah, but it would be funny. There would be like a bottle of like Goldslager in the back that had never been drank before. Do you know what Goldslager is? Do you?
Yes.
Yes, that's how you know we're in our 30s. These young kids, they don't know the good stuff back in the day. You know what I mean? So moving forward, obviously you want to go, globally. Mm-hmm. But in the next 6 to 8 months, what would be a happy place for you to hit? I'm asking all the hard questions.
Damn, I don't know. I want to do more, we both want to do more just community stuff. Yeah. We had a friend of ours from Ethiopia. Her mom was going to help us do the Ethiopian coffee ceremony. Mm-hmm. So she was going to come and bring all the stuff with the jebena and do the whole ceremonial thing and explain to everyone the origins of coffee because it really did come from Ethiopia. So events like that, after hours, or maybe have just like a stay open late on a Saturday night and do something fun. Just things like that. More special events. We have Dia de los Muertos is coming up, which is a big thing. Mm-hmm. I know the city here, they do like a huge parade.
The day after Halloween?
Yeah, it's the 2 days after.
2 days after, yes.
Yeah,
they have a huge
1st
thing
and
here,
2nd.
yeah.
Yeah, so we did a big Dia de los Muertos event last year, and we had someone come to do the face painting. We had a churro truck. We made tamales. So me, my mom, my sister, Nayeli stayed up for like 3 days,
we
made tamales.
Listen,
to
I might have to get one of those because
was cool.
I have not had a good tamale yet. I'm just letting everyone know.
Well, ours are pretty bomb.
That's it.
Say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we sold out of those, and then we made pozole, just like different special food, but very authentic. That
my
we
girlfriend's
made
from Mexico, so she loves all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just more events, I would say, and things like that could really bring people in and get to learn a little bit more about another culture.
I think the big thing that people have to realize, and I hope some people are picking this up in this conversation, is like, and I feel like every person I have sit across from me, it's like you have to really love what you do. Yeah. Because I assume that we've already talked about you have like no days off. It's like literally your personal life is like non-existent. Yeah. And if you do have one, it's literally combined. Like they have to just know.
They have to know.
Like you have to like go into it and be like, hey, listen. Like I remember a few years ago when I first started doing this, I'm like, hey, listen, I don't care. I was like super young and new with this, and I mean, I was 28, but still. And I was like, I don't care if we're on a date. Like that work phone rings, I'm picking up and going outside.
Yeah.
Like I have to. Like I'm sorry. Like there's gonna be no boundaries for the next 3 years. Like
exactly.
You know what I mean? And like
not everyone gets
everyone gets it. They go the back there like, why are you so on your phone all the time? It's like, dude, you think I want to be on this thing?
Yeah. Do you think I want to check this email right now?
Yeah. You're like. It's like you see that text come in and you don't know what's on there.
You know what you should do? What I started doing is for different things or for different people, I put different ringtones.
Yes.
So I know where my brain needs to be at by the time I pick it up, based on the audio.
That's why I have that work phone.
Yeah.
The moment that thing goes off, I know it's work.
Yeah.
Like I know it is. This phone is strictly personal.
I know if it's... I have a different one for the employees. I have one for Nayeli. I have one for my sister. I have one for just like my close friends. I've got one for family. So depending on the audio, I'm like, oh, I can ignore it or take care of it later, or this is probably important.
Makes sense.
So
yeah.
I know when to pick up.
When to pick up and when to stop. So Mom, sometimes she hears that noise and she goes, next time.
I think her ringtone is the Darth Vader march, actually.
Was it always the plan to bring the family in, or did it just kind of happen?
Yeah, I mean, they've always been around. They've always helped and supported. And I know when we were first opening, when me and Nayeli first got the keys, my mom, my dad, my sister, we're all there like scrubbing the floors and getting everything
so many
ready.
Things that no one sees.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like even sometimes, like
everything.
I remember, you know, like the festival lights go on.
Yeah.
And kind of like with you, right? Like you're working all day and people don't even know you're the owner. I remember like when I first moved in here, we moved in right before the festival lights, and in the middle of the night, I'm ripping carpet out myself and working till 4 a.m, 5 a.m, like blisters on my hand. I'm
bleeding.
Just like bleeding. Yeah. And then I'm like loading up a truck and going to the dumpster, and I like would laugh because I think people would see me and be like, man, this poor guy, he's like, his boss is making him work this late, and look at him, and I'm like, no, I own this place. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm taking the trash out, and that's what you have to do.
Every little thing.
Because if you don't do
it goes out. You've got to fix it.
Yeah. It's mind blowing the energy it takes, but we love it. You know what I mean?
We do.
One day it will get to the point where it reaches our goals on where we're gonna be. So hopefully outside of coffee, anything else you want to take on? I think she should start a coffee podcast. That's what I think.
I should, actually. Yeah. People have told me to do that.
Could you imagine? Actually, this is a great idea. You could do a coffee tasting podcast. So every time you do a new podcast, you bring in a guest, and then you try new coffee, and you guys talk about it.
That is a great idea.
And you act like which one. Hey, do you like this coffee? That, you know what?
I'm going to credit you for that idea.
That's the event you should start doing at your place. Like coffee tasting to open up the eyes to more people. Like, hey, what do we think about this and that? And
feedback on all that.
Because I think the hard part is like we stay in such our lanes with that stuff that we never. It's just like alcohol. Most people just drink the same thing like all the time.
Like, same 2 beverages.
And I think, like you said, I think what you're trying to do is smart, like the culture,
Yeah, to get them to think
and more
a little
people buy
bit more.
into you and your co-owner and get a little bit.
Something that we just started doing actually is in August we took a group of clients. We took them to Colombia.
What?
To a coffee farm. Yeah, we did a whole tour because I used to do guided tours like for wildlife.
What have you not done?
So I just kind of revamped it to be more like coffee and culture related. And it went great. We were there for a week. We took them out. They got to see coffee farms. We went through the whole process of the crop to the cup and everything in between. And then they also got to sightsee and see a lot of the stuff around there. Yeah, I've got photos, videos, and stuff. I need to do more with it, but my TikToker over here.
Can you get on this, lady?
On it.
Oh my God!
I
what are you good
the
for?
Content.
She does content, and you just leave it on the hard drive.
Yeah,
dude.
It hasn't been executed.
It hasn't been put on YouTube yet.
No, we don't even have a YouTube.
Oh,
I need to get on
God.
that. I know.
YouTube is great because it's a search. Google is the #1 search tool.
Yeah.
YouTube's the second one.
Yeah.
So anytime anyone searches on Google, it goes to YouTube. And so if you do that, it'd be like a coffee tour in Colombia or coffee tour or something like that. Your video would come up. Yes.
Yeah.
You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. I'm in my bag, got my eyes on the price. You know I can waste no time, cause I gotta keep it tight. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me. Give me the bass, give me the beat. I'm in my bag, this round is on me.
And right now we're working on, I think we have 5 people signed up so far. I've got room for 3 more. We're doing Ecuador in December.
Wow.
And then next year we're going to do Colombia again.
Is that nerve-wracking for you to put that on?
A little bit, not really.
You don't know these people, so you're like...
That's the only difficult part, I will say. Of all the tours that I've done over the years...
Coffee stalkers, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just getting to know personalities and hoping that personalities don't clash. Because it's people that don't know each other.
It's a week, too.
Yeah,
but
so
you have
at
to
the end of the
be
day...
really into coffee to go on that trip.
A little bit, yeah, but not everyone was. They were interested in it, but there was so much more to it. Like we did sightseeing and culture and food and different activities. So
that might be a side gig right there. You might start a travel agency right there.
Yeah, I should.
Was it? And you put it all together?
Yeah, I do.
So you
everything.
just sign up. You tell them how much it costs, and then they're in.
Essentially, yeah. The only thing I don't include is the international flights, but I help them look for it. They just usually book it on their own because a lot of people want to use like credit card miles and stuff, so that gets tricky. But everything from arrival at the airport to dropping off, I cover everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
What made you put that on?
Well, like I said, I've done wildlife tours in the past, so I'm used to it, and I just saw an opportunity where I talked to Nayeli. I'm like, I've gone to this site a bunch of times. They have a coffee farm on the property. We need to do a coffee tour.
Man, my buddy Daniel would be down. If he didn't have 5 kids, he'd be way
down.
He'd be way down if he didn't have that many kids. Yeah, I think for me, like, I love coffee and I love drinking more, but like, you know, I don't have the time to do pour overs and stuff. It's too much work. Or a French press.
It is a lot of work.
It's just too much work. And then if it doesn't come out right, and then you don't see the right bubbles, or the coffee's wrong, or the water. It's not
that intense.
It is.
Not that intense.
I just think people do it because it looks cool on Instagram. Like, I can't put a Keurig, and it's not as cool as if I'm like pouring one over. You know what I mean? I think it's more for the looks than anything else.
It does taste a little better. I'll give them that.
No, 100%. You can definitely taste the beans a lot more. It's more enjoyable. But like around here, it's just more like just boredom, and we just pound coffee just because.
Because it's something
to drink,
yeah.
Yeah, especially Adrian. He's going through my case of Diet Coke. I'm like, dude, I'm putting a vending machine in here so he stops drinking all of them. He just is bored, so he just cracks open.
You should get him on the coffee.
He drinks coffee a little bit, but he likes like weird he likes like cinnamon, and like he loves Christmas time and that kind of stuff. Do you guys have a pumpkin spice?
We do. We actually... We have a basic bitch, is what we call it.
Basic bitch.
The basic bitch latte is our pumpkin spice.
So that's really hurting if I want to order that. That doesn't make, you know what I mean? That's going to be awkward if I come in there and try to get one of those.
It's really funny. Everyone gets a kick out of it.
Do you guys do like coffee of the month?
No, I don't right now.
Not right now?
I should.
You should. Put
I
one
can
more thing
highlight
on the
a
plate.
different one. Yeah, can you make a list?
Write that down. Put it in the notes.
Put it in the notepad.
Well, I always like having people on here to talk about their business because I think everything we don't see about it is all the things that actually makes you have a business, and that's the hard part about this world.
That is
like
true.
how many people come in? I want to have a coffee shop too.
Yeah.
Cool. Come here every day for the next year, and then you'll see what it actually like to own a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Like I said, like my father-in-law would always, I want to open my own bar. Okay, well I've been doing this for 20 years, so come here.
Yeah.
When someone kicks in the toilet in the middle of the night, and you gotta come fix it. Like, you know what I mean?
I have a friend of mine that's like, Priscilla, let's open a coffee shop. Like, I'll help you. I'm like, you know nothing about coffee.
Yeah, if you don't know nothing about it.
At 5:30, 6 in the morning, every single day, and work it, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, like I have a client of mine that works at the brewery right here, and he knows nothing really about beer.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it's so difficult because people ask me, and I just kind of like, I don't really know. I pawn off someone else. And so it's like, you know, when people walk into a place like yours, they want that, like, the knowledge vibe.
Exactly.
So if you don't know it, you're going to be a phony, and people are just going to go to Starbucks. I think that's the difference between Starbucks and you guys, or many coffee shops. You have like a little history behind it. You know what you're actually pouring.
Yeah, there's more conversation, definitely, than their sugary milk.
You really are against the sugary milkshake with the chocolate syrup and the Snicker bar mix
stuff.
and
the Snicker bar.
That's what I used to get, the Snicker bar mix. It was like off the menu. Yeah.
Yeah, where you have to create your own thing. The ticket's like this long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know how they do it. And then I walk in and I'm like, dude, can I just get a black? And they mess it up. I'm like, all right, this is why I don't come here anymore. So what's the best place for people to follow you? What's the best place people to get a hold of you? And, I'll give you a little plug. Why should people come to you than anyone else?
Well, our Instagram is probably the most active on social media. So it's Mundial_Riverside. For contact, honestly, just DM on the Instagram or on the Facebook. We check it religiously. We're always on there. Go straight to my phone that I clearly can't put down ever. And as far as coming to us for the different experience and also just to find out a little bit more about where your stuff is coming from. Yeah. We always try to, if someone has a little bit of time and ask some question to strike up a conversation, we've got stories to tell, information, and just to be a little bit more conscious about where the stuff is coming from. Because I just feel, again, after all the traveling, whenever I come back here, people are so blind to what happens in other parts of the world, and they don't realize what people go through and what the product has to go through to get to your hands. I think so. Just being able to talk to people about that and getting them to open their eyes a little bit more, is really why we do what we do. Because once they think about their coffee differently, they start asking questions about other things that they're buying, and that's what lights the spark.
I don't think people realize, Americans, if you've never been out of America, you have no clue what it's really like in everywhere else in the world. Like I had to work. I was in the Dominican for 4 months for work once, and when I came back from there, I had such an appreciation for America, because like, oh my God, I can go to the store and get whatever I want. I don't have to worry about drinking tap water if I really need to. Like the roads are fixed. Like I live in a nice house. Like I don't think people realize, like, the ghetto of Riverside has nothing compared to third world countries. Like we would go to people's houses and there'd be like 2 rooms barely, all cement walls, dirt floor, no real power, no TV, no nothing. Yeah. And that's how everyone lived.
That's how most of the world lives.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I've been to Indonesia, like all over South America, Central America, even Mexico, and just the vast difference of what people think happens when their coffee is getting grown and what's actually happening is very different.
Yeah, I think
it's closing the gap on that, I think, is important.
I think that's the hardest part of being Americans. We just unappreciate like the super basic things, like having food or running water or AC or lights. Like we literally lose perspective on how blessed and lucky we got to grow up in America.
Or just hot water. Even.
Oh, yes.
Every time I take someone on a trip, they're like, Priscilla, the water's cold.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
We used to, the first guy that showered would be the luckiest one, because the water would be heat. The first 30 seconds would be hot shower.
From the day?
From the day of the pipes in the ground. Outside of that, so we would turn the water on, turn off, shampoo on, off. Yeah. And that's how we showered. And people are like, it was like a science. By the end of the 4 months I was there, it was
You're a professional.
Like it was, and then I came back here and I was like, oh my God.
There's
like,
just hot water?
Forever? You know what I mean?
It doesn't stop?
It doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going and going. It is actually, I almost feel like I want to go back. It's been about 6 years since I went. I want to go back just to kind of like humble yourself for a second.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think we get wrapped up what we do. Yeah. It's like, oh my God. And you're like, you know what? It'll probably work itself out.
Yeah. That's pretty much what, just this last week when I was gone, getting to see those things and visiting my friends and seeing how people are happy with like such minimal stuff. They don't have what we have, and they're so happy, and just being able to sit there and laugh and enjoy and see that other people aren't worried about what you're worried about. I came back and I'm like, nothing's that matters. Important.
That's what I always say to people when they get nervous coming on here. I was like, no one's watching anyways. Who cares? It's actually, it's funny is I actually hate social media. I hate it. I never had it before this job. I have no desire to be on it. Yeah. I literally don't scroll. I have no desire to be on social media at all. And then people are like, yo, right, you're always on it. I'm like, my team, I have no, because like, what's the good going to come out of it? I'm going to see someone with a nicer car, or a house
Yeah.
or this or that.
But it can go both ways. I think
It can motivate you.
I think social media has come a long way in getting information.
Oh, that's why I love, dude. I am
there.
on YouTube
Yeah.
like nonstop.
The information.
So if you made a YouTube channel about coffee, I would watch it.
Yeah. Just
Write that down.
information that's like able to be shared.
Yeah.
And it can be in someone's hand in an instant.
Yeah.
Like we've done just a few posts about I think I did like a post about palm oil and why we don't carry certain products. Because of what's going on in Borneo and South America and all that. And
she
we
gets
did a
overwhelmed with
post.
world problems. I'm
Yeah.
over here just worrying about Riverside. She's over here talking.
I'm over here like
She's
taking
like,
on the global
she's
issues.
like, if I'm gonna have a coffee shop one day on there, I'm gonna have to worry about what's going on there.
So I did like a post about it, and we had so many people respond that they had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like,
Oh,
"Oh, that
yeah,
makes sense. I
people
had
don't.
no clue."
People have no idea what's going on.
And being able to just like share something instantly, but being able to like get that information across to so many people at the same time, I think is a really cool tool.
Do you do social media personal at all or no? Just work?
I do. Well, it's always semi-work related.
I try to tell people all the time, like, I will not click on things because I don't want the algorithm to ever think that's what I want to see.
Oh,
like
yeah.
negative things. And then I'll go out of my way to like positive things.
positive
so
stuff.
those things keep
Yeah.
popping up on my like my I have 2 corgis and I'm a big like my Instagram Explorer page is just all dogs. It's all corgis. Like that's all it is. And my girlfriend's like, how is that possible? I'm like, I don't click on anything else unless it
not
has
a
to do
dog.
real estate, dogs, and golf. Like other than
Yeah.
that, I'm not getting nothing else. Like I try to really focus on it because I really believe it's so important what we consume every single day.
The algorithm is a whole other headache.
Dude,
That's a full-time job.
I delete it.
You
Oh,
can't keep up with
I
it.
can't. You know, it's sad because it's like, I mean, do you guys know that like TikTok algorithm in China is different than it is here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part is like TikTok just wants you to think shaking your booty and
Yeah.
showing off skin is like the way you become popular.
Yep.
And it's sad. Like there's a girl that I know does loans, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh," I was like, "What does she want?" She's like, "Oh, she wants to be an influencer." I'm like, "It's not gonna work." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "She don't show any skin."
Yeah.
My girlfriend's like, "That's not true." I'm like, "Trust me, I know the algorithm. Like that will only work."
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You put out positive stuff,
Yeah.
it gets less likes because less engagement, and then you're like, "Do I keep posting this?"
Yeah.
You know, it's a difficult game to play.
Yeah, we did a couple like TikToks at first that were just I think it was like us talking about something or some short videos that didn't get any likes. And then we do like some popular dance, but we're just in the coffee shop and she's like, "This is the dance we're doing. Hold this bag and hold this plant." And it gets all the views.
Never.
Everyone walks through the door.
Never.
No,
I will never dance on camera. I'd rather never to be on TikTok ever again than have to dance on camera. Because the hard part for me is like, I want, like, that kind of works for you guys, but like for me, it's like, I don't want people to hire me because I dance on camera.
Yeah,
I want people to be
exactly.
like, holy crap, he's the smartest real estate person that knows real estate.
Exactly.
I'm the smartest person about coffee in this area. I want to be known for the smart coffee girl or whatever, not the person that knows how to drop it like it's hot.
Exactly.
On the right songs.
Your age is showing.
You have no idea what that is.
Your age is showing.
No idea what that is. You know what I mean? Like, she's lost right now. She is like, this old man over
She's
here.
like, drop it like what?
Drop it like it's what? Don't even start me with, what was that Will Smith song? Party Like It's 1999 or whatever?
Oh, yeah. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. So, thanks for stopping by. I know you had a long day at work. I really appreciate you coming by. Guys, make sure, you know, it takes a little bit more time to go get legit coffee than rolling through Starbucks, and probably it'll be faster because the line's always so long. So always go to support the local businesses. You'll it's like one of those things where if you've never tasted real coffee, you really don't know what you're missing out.
Yeah.
And then you almost become addicted to it.
Yeah.
And then you're that bougie coffee person.
Yep.
That's what happens. So
everyone's gonna become the bougie coffee person.
And the hipsters. So thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank
Make sure you guys go follow her. Go like all her stuff. Go try some coffee. And if you really want to go coffee, hit her up to go on her trip because that sounds like a great time. So
yes, definitely.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.